I don't do intros. How you guys doing today? Doing all right today. Today I'm bringing you kind of a disgusting build. It's King Hawkwood, the Corrupted Crestfallen. Obviously a name that I'm taking from Dark Souls 3, a continuation, if you will, of me using Dark Souls 3 characters' names. The concept here is that this guy is uh, he's wearing the Drake Knight armor and he's all poisoned and shit. Kind of like a dragon obsessed guy, I guess. Um, yeah, I just kind of looked back at Dark Souls 3 recently and I was like, well, who's like a dragon obsessed guy? By the way, this is definitely me stealing the fashion of the guy from last video. I definitely stole his fashion. Like I said I would. I said I would steal his fashion and I did. This fashion is fucking amazing. I love it. Um, it kind of let me go back to Dark Souls 3 and look at some of the characters who were like obsessed with dragons there. You had Hawkwood the Deserter, obviously the Crestfallen Warrior in Dark Souls 3. All Souls games have Crestfallen Warriors. Hawkwood was the one in Dark Souls 3. We have to pause for a minute the discussion that we're having because you're about to see the absolutely insane potential of this build right now when I destroy both of these guys in like 2.5 seconds. Faster than that, actually. Here they go. Alright. And goodbye, friends. So we have rotten hammers here, rotten battle hammers that are doing bleed, poison, and scarlet rot all at the same time. But I'll talk a little bit the concept of that in a second when I talk about Hawkwood. Fat rolling here, by the way, I'm going to switch the shield off so I'm not fat rolling anymore. So Hawkwood, he was at the beginning of his quest, he was from the Undead Legion of Farum, the Abyss Watchers, and then later on in his quest in the game, he became like obsessed with dragons, and I kind of like that idea. You also had Osiris, the Consumed King, a man who literally turned himself into a weird dragon creature because he was so obsessed with Seat the Scale is in Dark Souls 3. But yeah, let's talk about the concept of the build. Normally, when I come up with builds, right, and I come up with ideas for characters and builds and weapons and aesthetics and whatnot, it's normally all me. Normally, I'm the one to do it. It came out of my brain, and it completely influenced my build, right? Like, only me. I can't take credit for that this time. The core concept of this build did not come from my brain. It actually came from another YouTuber that I watched. His name is Thingfishy. He is a PvE YouTuber. He makes builds that absolutely eviscerate bosses. And he's a much bigger YouTuber than me. But you guys should still go check him out if you don't know him already. His videos are very good. If you like PvE, that is. So what he did in that video is in an Arcane video that he made. He did an Arcane build where he used the Antsburg Rapier, which is a weapon that inherently has Scarlet Rot already on it. He then bleed infused it, and for the Ash of War he put Poison Mist. By the way, look away, close your eyes. I know it's cringe. It's cringe. Close your eyes. It is the only time in this video where I use Rotten Breath, I promise. Anyway, so what he achieved when he did that to the Antsburg Rapier is he achieved a weapon that does 3 status elements, and he put it on an Arcane build, which meant that he can proc all of those status elements really, really fast, and he absolutely destroyed every boss that he fought. Like it was actually a massacre. So obviously I'm not using the Antsburg in this video, I'm using the Rotten Battle Hammers, which is another weapon that inherently has Scarlet Rot on it. And then I'm using Thingfishy's idea of bleed infusing it and then putting Poison Mist. So yeah, that's where the bleed, the rot, and the poison is coming from. And something to make noteworthy, when you poison someone or when you rot them, the effect that they have on their body first is the one that will stay there. So it's kind of hard to tell. Like if you see a poison cloud on them, it's kind of hard to tell if you rot them because the rot cloud actually won't show up. It'll just be the poison one. You kind of have to pay attention to their health. And obviously it's very easy to see if you bleed someone, they bleed everywhere, they take a big chunk of damage, you know. That's how it be. So originally this character was my Green Havel build. If you guys watched the Green Havel video where I made a very defensive build that utilized a poison Zweihander. The Zweihander is actually still on this build, and it still does a ton of poison buildup, but maybe it just does more damage now. Yeah, so that build was level 200, and its main issue was that it did no damage. And it was mainly focused around defense. I was using the Drake, not the Drake, the Bull Goat's armor and the Dragon Crest Great Shield and all that fun stuff. Golden Barrier, Black Flame Protection, Dragon Bolt's Blessing, basically boosting my defense as much as I possibly can with the Opaline Hard Tier and whatnot. Although that was really fun to do, the problem with that build was that it did no damage. I had points scattered everywhere. You know, the character was level 200, but he had points in like Arcane, he had points in Faith, he had points in Strength. He had a ton of endurance just to be able to wield the Bull Goat's armor. So like the character was kind of stretched thin, and his concept wasn't working that well. So I kind of took Thingfishy's idea of using a Scarlet Rot weapon on an Arcane build, and I turned my lowest damaging build that I've made into possibly my highest damage. I mean, this guy absolutely slaps with the with these hammers. I do love these hammers, but there is a problem with them. Their moveset isn't that great. They have really good jump attacks, and I'm using the jump talisman to boost the damage on there, of course. But a really bad issue with them is that they have like their L1s are just really, really slow, and the running L1 is absolutely atrocious. It has terrible tracking. It only really works if they're running in a straight line and they're trying to, you know, roll away from you. It's really good at roll catching someone if they run in a straight line, but if they veer to the left or right even slightly, your running attack will miss every time, as you can see here. I'm like trying to hit this guy and it's just not working. Mr. R1 Great Sword Spammer with a great shield. I'm surprised the guy's not fat rolling, honestly. I wonder how much stamina he has. So yeah, these hammers, they have bleed, they have Scarlet Rot, and they have poison. And it procs a lot of the time, and not to mention just the Ash of War poison mist itself. When you use it, it does a ton of damage. Like, it just does a ton of damage. Yeah. Just yeah. I mean, that's the build. That's the build. I changed Green Havel into Hawkwood, and now it does damage. I really wanted to make a poison build. I've always wanted to make a poison build in this game. And I think this might be the strongest iteration of a poison build that you can have. You can see me using the Serpent Bone bow here. There's no bow in the name. I don't know why I said bone. Here's the Bubble Elden Lord again coming to my rescue. Don't mess with him, man. He will kill you. He will kill you. You pull up on him. Yeah, I'm like struggling to find things to talk about now. I mean, this clip itself is hilarious, and it really like shows my glaring weakness as a player. I have this like really bad habit of fighting bad players and getting absolutely destroyed by them. Like you see me just wipe out this guy's two like max level friends pretty easily, right? I mean, with a little help from the Bubble Elden Lord himself. Making another appearance in another video, by the way. I don't know why I'm getting so many Halleck Tree invasions right here, but I kind of love it, man, because I get to hang out with the Bubble Elden Lord. Anyway, so my really bad habit of a player is that when I fight bad players, or players who just don't know how to PvP in general, I get absolutely eviscerated by them. Like, I get wrecked. This guy only knows where one button is, and he is just spamming it, and he's hitting me every time because I'm not respecting him, and I don't care that he's doing damage to me. I'm like, there's no possible way this guy's gonna kill me. I'm way better than him, and I continuously just keep getting hit by everything he does because I'm just an idiot. I really need to work on that, man. Anyway, that being said, guys, here's all my weapons, stats, equipment, and talismans. If you like this kind of content, it's kind of PvP content, it's kind of build making content, it's kind of character making content. Uh, just like and subscribe, I guess. Yeah. Peace out, everyone. Fare thee well. All that fun stuff. I'll see you later.